Okay, so I just heard the strangest sound. It was like someone taking a couple of rocks and just banging them together really fast. And then just like a sound of something substantial just in the bush. And we're talking about maybe 20 feet away from me.
In a remote tract of forested land in Alberta, Canada, I'm attempting to get some answers about the controversial creature known as Bigfoot. I'm here with Todd Standing, who is one of the best in the field on the subject of this elusive and quite possibly fictitious creature. His theory is that there are purposely broken trees and massive tree structures made in ways that seem highly unlikely to be by natural causes or by the hand of man. He claims that they are for communication, markings of territory. I come in as a skeptic, and I've been led here by my own experiences of unexplainable occurrences that raised the hair on the back of my neck and left me baffled and perplexed in the Alaskan wilderness. So now I've put myself in the middle of a bowl-like bit of topography, deep in the forest, to be as vulnerable as possible, to give the beasts of the forests the upper hand. They have the high ground. I have the disadvantage. I've heard wolves howl, but also deep and heavy thuds into the ground that I can actually feel as well as hear. With nothing more than my cameras and a belt knife and some extreme night vision lenses, I'm trying to see hundreds of yards into the dark forest. But what is it that I'm looking for?
It's been a few hours and nothing, really. Just those thuds that I've felt in the ground. And it's getting cold, but no wind, no sound. Nothing's moving. Except for something that made the ground go thud. Huh. I just felt it again. Done a good job of spooking myself, that's for sure.
It's gonna be a long night. I don't sleep. I wait and listen in the dark by my fire, keeping it going mostly for psychological comfort more than anything else. I hear repeated thuds in the ground, and on several occasions, one lone wolf howling, but nothing more. The sun rises, and I'm no closer to the truth.
Well, it looks like I made it through the night relatively unscathed. Pretty calm night. There's a few things to question for sure. There's some more areas that are pretty far in, where Todd has claims of a lot of activity. And that's where I'm headed next.
I'm headed many miles to the south, to the mountains, to the site where Todd Standing claims to have been nearly attacked by what he says were as many as 7 Sasquatch. From California to Alaska, these mountains hold hundreds of stories of encounters with a large, hairy, ape-like creature. The Aboriginal cultures here don't question its existence. They just accept it matter of fact. These mountains contain the highest level of Sasquatch sightings in the world. So it's right where I want to be. I want to know what I heard in Alaska, what I saw. I want to know what I heard in Northern Ontario. Maybe the reality will be, I can't find my answers. Maybe the answers will come to me. This is outside of an area known as Radium Springs, and there are plenty of claims of sightings. My mentioning it here doesn't give away some big secret. The hotspots for Bigfoot occurrences are well documented. The legend persists throughout much of the Northwest, the Rockies, and the Pacific coast. Inaccessibility is what this place has going for it, but modern equipment is making everything much easier. Still though, it's going to take going in on foot to truly challenge the notion of this creature's existence. The first evidence we explore are unnatural and possibly purposeful tree breaks. But this time, Todd Standing feels the broken trees indicate a warning to stay out. He feels he's pushed the envelope here, and it's annoyed the group of Bigfoot he claims live here. All the while, they watch the humans below log trees and mine for minerals. If they are here, what are they thinking as they watch?
This was my entrance in.
You used to come up here, you used to sneak down this trail?
That's right. These were definitely not here. So this is them saying, okay, we get it, you're sneaking in.
Yeah.
Don't do it anymore, you're not welcome.
This is their communication with you. This is fresh. I mean, these leaves are green.
Yeah.
That's been bent over by force. And it's not a moose. And do you think it's the same scenario that as the other location where they're saying, okay, you're good on that side, just don't come on this side?
I think this is, I've gone past the barrier already.
Yeah.
There's a wall of breaks there. So
Yeah.
I've broken the barrier. And this is in my face. Look at the trail. It's like right there, and this is like in my face.
Yeah.
And they're all like that. They're not off to the side.
Right.
They're like almost barriers I have to push through.
Yeah.
But we busted right over the trail.
The tree breaks here seem to signify a message to stay out, whereas in other areas, they may signify acceptance, the marking of a territory. It's a, this is my side, and you can have that side, kind of message. We're headed to where Todd had the most terrifying night of his life.
I haven't used this as a base camp for 4 years, since the night they went ballistic on me. Started by throwing little rocks at me.
That's not unheard of at all, even worldwide. The whole concept of mysterious rocks being thrown out of the bush, that's not new.
No. But what was sucked about it was
Running, grunting, growling, throwing stuff at me.
This is where you were?
Right there, right by that rock. I used to sleep right beside it. This is where I saw the big guy. He walked up to a tree, stood beside the tree, and just shook it. But what was scary about it was he didn't move, and that tree was coming out of the ground.
So, which is what happened to me in Alaska.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing in Alaska. Dead calm, one tree.
I think they built this structure, and I wasn't much of a tree structure believer. Then I came back here and I was like, damn, that's pretty significant.
Like in many other areas, these tree structures stand out as different from the forest around them.
So this first tree, how could that have fallen naturally? Look at it, the way it's bent like that.
No, it looks wedged in, absolutely. It looks almost weaved, and you'd have to have some serious pull-down pressure to get it to do that. And even snow load's not going to be enough for that. You have to use your mind's eye with this. This tree was standing straight up. And for snow load or even rot, it's going to come down like that, right? It's going to come down straight. Now, it's going through a whole line of trees, like 1, 2, 3, 4, all these trees in different directions like this. To get down straight like this, all the way down, would have taken some serious grip and pressure to pull it down into position. At this point, it just doesn't seem plausible that snow load and wind could put that tree in that position. So it had to be something else. Now, this tree here, it doesn't even have a... And if you push it down, seeing the rot, seeing how this is here, you should see basically the same thing on the ground, same sort of age. And it's not there. The older members might be doing some kind of a structure. Are the younger ones actually watching their elders and following suit and practicing? And so we have this big tree structure over there that took some serious strength, and then we come here and we've got a smaller structure as if, you know, the teenager was practicing. This is really interesting.
Yeah. To keep the structure up, they'll find a little wedge on another tree, and then they'll pile a whole bunch of others on top of it. If that wedge was to fall, the structure would lose significant integrity.
I know I'm ruling out humans altogether. I'm ruling out you because basically these are old. They've been here for many years.
Yeah.
You couldn't have done this before I got here. And ruling out wind and rain, we really end up with snow load. And in the concept of snow load, that's why I do my trees one at a time. And I mean, this one,
is almost hard to figure out and count because I still see the skinny one as tree number 1. It's like it was pulled all the way down, then the other one had to be wedged over top to hold it down. So now you got tree number 2, which is the strongest and the biggest. So what's tree number 3? Tree number 3, oh man.